All right. So many of you actually asked me how to do this question, right? This question is from RGS actually PPA1, the past year paper, right? So I'm going to show you how to do this question, especially the part 2, because the part 2 is a little bit challenging. Right, we start with part 1 first. This is a completing a square question. So minus x squared plus ax minus 2. So remember, always take out whichever coefficient x squared has. Right, so it become a minus ax, and the number I'm going to add is half a b squared. So since this is an 8, we plus 4 square, we minus 4 square away. Right, the negative 2 just copy at the back. So this is a perfect square identity. Then I move the minus 4 square out. Be careful, this is double negative. So in the end is plus 4 square minus 2. Right, so this is a negative x minus 4 square plus a 14. Right, so therefore I can actually see the coordinates of my turning point clearly, right? So I keep saying that function question, right? Function and a graph is the same topic. So you can't do function without graph. This part 2 is definitely a graph question. You have to draw it. This is an inverted U-shaped graph. So let me draw this. Okay, and your maximum point is a 4, 14, right? So just nice, there's a 14 here. That is the maximum value in the range, right? So I need to figure out where is this negative 35. So of course I need to solve the equation first. So this is when gx equals to a negative 35. All right, so minus x squared plus 8x minus 2 equals to minus 35, right? Minus x squared plus 8x plus a 33 is 0. I do suggest you keep the coefficient of x squared positive all the time. So this is what I have. Okay, and this equation, is it factorizable? Let's see. X and 11, x and 3, it is factorizable. Minus 11 plus 3. Okay, so x equals to 11 or x equals to negative 3, which means later on, right, I'm going to draw a line here. This line is called y equals to minus 35, right? This line is going to intersect a curve at 2 points. This point is my minus 3, and the other point is my 11. Sorry, let me label the full coordinate. So minus 3 comma minus 35, and this is minus 3 comma 11. Sorry, 11 comma negative 35. All right, so basically this is the graph. I didn't draw the x and y axis because they are optional. You see, right, you want the range to be minus 35 all the way to 14 inclusively. They only ask you to determine a possible pair, which means the answer is actually open-ended, right? So you can see that if your range is in between minus 35 to 14, as long as your x is somewhere in between minus 3 and 11 will do, and you need to include the maximum point. So I can actually give you a few possible pair. For example, if my a is a equals to minus 3, b equals to 11, right? This is totally possible. As long as your a is in between minus 3 and 11, the range is clearly from minus 35 to 14. Or another possible pair is, for example, I take a to start from minus 3, but my b stop at 4. I stop at the turning point, which I kind of include 14 as well. You can even say that my A is 4 and my B is 11, right? Which means I take, for example, right, this half of the curve, right? Or probably the other half, as I use blue color, the other half of the curve, right? This will give you range that's minus 35 to 14. So this question is slightly open-ended, but the graph is very important. And the 4 marks is awarded, number 1, of course, for your solving of the equation. That's probably 2 marks already. And you need to use the turning point, use your graph, and give a possible pair and this answer mark here. So I hope you get this question, right? It wasn't really that bad if you actually consider sketching a graph. And the graph is probably part of the working. Of course, if you want to make it better, you may want to include the x and y intercept. But since the question never asked you to draw a graph, so we don't have to actually draw the full graph, right? Just a simple sketch actually help you to see. So remember, right, whenever the question give you range and ask for domain, you have to sketch. Graph helps, especially quadratic, because quadratic function has a turning point. The turning point usually gives you an extreme value in the range. For example, 14, that's a maximum value. Or sometimes if the graph is U-shaped, there will be a minimum value, right? So only when you draw it out and figure out the turning point, then you're able to see where is the extreme value, where is the end point, right, of your domain or range. Okay, so please do consider draw a graph. That's it.